What's up guys, riding with D, and this is the X Pro X9 125. Let's check it out. Crunk right up. So this thing's kind of odd. So what I mean by that is it's not just one down, three up. It is a 4-speed. It's 4 up or all the way down. So something to keep in mind whenever it comes to that. So let's see here. So the little X Pro X9. So just to give everybody a reference, 5'10", 155. It's a small bike. It's really odd. It's obviously made for somebody smaller than me, but I just want to do a little review on this thing. To my house, $850-ish. That was to my door. Of course, I had to put it together. If you haven't seen it, just stay tuned. Look on the channel. You can actually see an assembly guide there on the channel here. So let's take this thing for a quick little ride here. Again, right off the bat, it's a smaller bike. So, you know, one of those things. Suspension feels pretty good. It's nice and planted. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from a kind of bike at this price point. It is stiff. It is brand new. It's probably something that would, you know, break in through time. It's not adjustable. So you kind of get what you get whenever it comes to that. So just keep that in mind. Something to get used to. Again, it's 4 up. So when you go all the way down, you're back to neutral. The ergonomics are kind of weird. I would probably get risers if I drove this thing a good bit, because it is smaller for my frame. This will be something more likely my son will drive later on, but you know, it goes pretty good. Hit that stick here, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's absorbing everything pretty well, so if I do say so myself. I mean, right off the bat, it's not that comfortable. The seat really doesn't give much cushion, so just keep that in mind. Again, it's made for somebody a little bit smaller than me, so I'll probably need risers. It doesn't really feel right as far as the way my knees are, but yeah. It's a pretty nice bike though. The suspension's actually surprising me a lot, to be honest with you. So something to keep in mind on that. It feels pretty good. I mean, $850. That's really hard to beat for this thing. I mean, let's kick it up a notch here. Let's see. Pretty good power. I mean, especially, I mean, even for me, this is a fun little trail bike. If I rode this thing a lot, I would definitely, you know, want the suspension to be a little bit softer, but again, that might be something that would wear in through time. So, but I do like, I'd rather be stiff than really soft, so, yeah. So far, I'm liking this thing pretty good considering. I mean, like I said, the price, you really can't beat it. Yeah, the only thing I'm really complaining about so far is just the seating position feels weird to me, but I mean, like I said, that's just probably my size on this bike, so don't take that, you know, take that with a grain of salt. So if I, you know, if this was something I rode all the time, I would probably upgrade the carb or maybe, you know, change the jetting. It doesn't really want to idle too good right now, but my other Trailmaster was the same way. I had to get a knee carb for it. So if you do get one of these and you're having that trouble, that's something you could look into, maybe rejetting it, getting a knee carb or something like that. Yeah, definitely a cool little fun bike. Soaking everything up pretty well. yeah, she rides pretty good, guys. I mean, it's really just about being comfortable. It's not that comfortable, but I mean, again, I like to give everything the benefit of the doubt. It could just be me, but for the price, I mean, this thing is, you know, I mean, it's really great. That's what I can't get over, is kind of what you're getting for the price. I mean, just like those bumps right there, I mean, you know, I don't know if it was a fluke with my Trailmaster. Of course, it's a 250, it is a bigger bike, but the suspension on this thing is what I like. I mean, it's great for the trails. I mean, the gears are clunky. They are clunky, of course, it's new, but I mean, it's shifting into gears fine. It's just, you sort of, the linkages, maybe I need to grease them up and make them a little bit better, but it handles pretty good. Soaked up those bumps really good. Could be a safety on that kickstand, the reason why it went dead, maybe. Yeah, a nice little bike. Again, 850 bucks. I mean, you really can't beat it. The name on the suspension, Zumav, Z-U-U-M-A-V. I want to say that was the same brand even on my Trailmaster. So, but my Trailmaster suspension is actually really bad compared to this one. It's too soft. This one is pretty stiff, but I bet if you rode this thing a lot, it would wear in and be really nice. Even with me on it, it feels really, really nice, really planted. I really think you could do decent little jumps with this thing and you would be just fine. So, yeah, sort of oddness to it. Again, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, hopefully if you're looking into one of these bikes, just know you're gonna have to look over everything after you put it together. You should do that with any of your bikes anyway, so something to think about. For instance, all the bolts around the cover here, they were loose. So, but again, you need to go through every single bolt, make sure everything's tightened as you put this thing together anyway. So something. Now, again, it's an $850 bike. It's been sitting in my shop, but I haven't really been able to get it out much until recently. However, we have had a pretty good bit of rain here lately. This hasn't been rained on, but just the moisture in the air, there's rust on the exhaust already. So I could easily get that off more than likely, but just to show, yeah, there are some quality. My other bikes don't have that. There's a little bit of rust on the skid plate down here. Again, sometimes you might get what you pay for, but you're getting a lot with this. $850, I mean, that's kind of crazy. Chain, obviously not so great. There are quality issues whenever it comes to that. Chain, just about every time you drive a bike like this, you're gonna have to adjust the chain. Haven't drove this much at all. I made sure it was adjusted before I come, and I can already tell there's a decent amount of slack in it. So that's something that's, you know, one of those things you have to get through. The seat is not comfortable at all. I mean, even if my son was sitting on it, it's very, very rock solid. So that's sort of, you know, odd. Obviously a Cologne Type 125 engine. You see these in a lot of different bikes, so I think it would be pretty reliable. So yeah, definitely something that's pretty cool there. Has a key, which is on the side here. You know, I wish my KLX had a key. It don't have a key. That's one of the cons on that one. But yeah, definitely a nice bike. Definitely check it out. If you're on a budget, I mean, and this is the size for you. Again, for me, it's a little small. I mean, my knees are bent a good bit. And it's not too comfortable. Like I said, I would raise the bars up a little bit to get me more of a straight up, like put some bar risers. I think it would be great for me. But for your kid or for my son, it's a little big for my son right now. So as he gets a little older, I think this would be perfect for him as he keeps continuing to grow. But yeah, I'm already, I mean, just for me coming over here, I rode it just a tiny bit, but the tires, usually that's a weak point on these type of bikes. But these are getting pretty good grip. I'm pretty sure they'll wear really, really fast. Again, the little fixture sort of thing, I mean, you could tell, like really cheap made, but hey, it's an $850 bike, guys. What do you expect? So yeah, I can't recommend it enough, especially if you're looking in that price point to get it taken to your door. You get to learn a little bit putting it together. So yeah, definitely something to check out. Sounds okay, you know, again, kind of odd exhaust on there. You know, pretty cool. Disc brakes, obviously, hydraulic. You really can't beat that. The brakes work pretty well. For me, my size, it sort of feels weird. The thing I hate the most, and the bikes I had when I was little, it was always one down. You didn't get to neutral as you went all the way down. I don't like that, but it's just my preference, something I'm not used to. So going all the way down, you go into neutral, and then it's 4 up. So yeah, that's something to get used to. I don't like that, but hey, that's just me. If this was your first bike, you would just get used to it. So yeah, guys. So yeah, just check it out, the X9. Stay tuned, more to the channel. I want to continue to make it grow. If you stuck out this far, if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We're going to do a top speed test on this thing, and then hopefully do some more tests with it, kind of see how long we can get this bike to last. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching.